Something about her just drives me crazy.
So,
Last night, we were just kissing and maybe a little heavy petting.
God, oh my God, I'm so happy. I think episode 6 is the best thus far because it was very heavy on my favorites, Jawa and Nick. So, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Where do I start? You can't take an astronaut and put them in a rocket and not expect them to go to space, or Nick talking about how whatever happened in the suite. Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie again. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Too Hot to Handle, season 4, episode 6. I don't even know where to start. Okay. So to start off with, they wake up and Sophie and James are still recovering. They're still very upset because they because of the partner swap, and you can tell Sophie Sophie is you know very heartbroken and she's very upset with Creed, and I don't get why because I think she was more into Creed than he was into her. But anyway, it is what it is. Lots of people are asking each other, did anyone, break the rules last night? And it's revealed, Dominic mentions that, she did hear some kissing. She thinks Nick and Jawa were kissing. And you could tell Jawa is very nervous. And Nick is just there. He's just holding her hand and sort of comforting her. This is one of the things I like about him. He's very sweet to Jawa. So you can tell that they actually have a real connection, and you can tell that he really cares about her. I think especially because she opened up to him. So they wake up, they go outside. I love this episode. I don't even know. I love this. So I'm going to be very excited in this episode because it was very heavy on Jawa and Nick. And what I like about them is they're just two people who are exploring their connection. They're not toxic. They're nothing. I don't know what will happen in the future episodes, but in this episode, they go to sit outside and they do this heavy breathing exercise because Nick is trying to sort of distract Jawa from thinking about sex all the time. It's like, seriously, the two of you have already made out whatever you were doing under your sheet on your bed twice. What do you expect? And they're sort of telling her, let's breathe, let's breathe. She asks to sit on his lap, and the next thing is they're kissing. And it's just like, this was bound to happen. And I think Lana at this point was like, these two are really taking a piss. I have to do something. Because I was surprised. I think I mentioned it in the last episode, in the last review, that I don't get why they haven't been called out for breaking the rules. But I think, Lana was just depositing to see how far they would go. So then turns out they're given watches. Everybody gets a watch to. They're called to the cabana. Everybody gets a watch, and they're told if it turns green, then you can do whatever you want while it's green. And so everyone's ecstatic, and so they open up their little uh caches, or I don't know what to call it. Their little sort of ball. It's a little bowl to lid, and they all get their smartwatches. And turns out Jawa and Nick didn't get anything. And what I like about, I said Nick is protective. Nick is very protective of Jawa because everybody's now questioning, why didn't you get one? Why didn't you get one? Why didn't you get one? And Jawa sort of starts to talk, and then Nick steps up and sort of says, you know, last night we did, kiss, and there was a bit of heavy petting, and I was surprised and very upset at Seb and Kayla at the fact that the way they were so upset at the way they spoke. Jawa and Nick only spent 38,000. um Kayla and Seb, for whatever they did in the shower, they spent 50,000. Jao and Nick, it's three different episodes, three different incidents. They spent 50,000 in one go. They should have kept their mouths quiet and just, minded their own business. I didn't like that bit. Yes, they broke the rule, but they didn't spend as much as you did. Because Kayla and Seb, I think they spent the 50,000. Then they must have spent another 6,000, and then individually they spent 3,000 on somebody else. So they've spent at least 80, 62,000. Why are they complaining about other people, spending a fraction of that? I don't like that. I didn't like that. Anyway, I digress. I tend to sort of, I'm very passionate about my couple. So then Nick reveals, and then Lana says, no, there was more than just one episode. So then it turns out they, 3 times, so twice in the bed and once when they were doing their deep breathing exercises. And so they are then tasked with going to the street to sort of see how they'll cope. And my guy Nick decides to wear all his clothes so that he doesn't do anything, and suddenly convinces Jawa to do the same thing. And he said, if I can't roll you down the whole way, then it's not enough layers on you. And it's like, how long do you think? Okay, A for effort. We have to give them that. And everybody, I liked Dominic. Dominic was like, you know, Lana has to sedate one of them and put them in a coma. Otherwise, I can foresee them definitely doing something. And so I was surprised though. We didn't get to see anything that they did. I think everybody just assumed that they were going to do something. I think because they can both see that Nick and Jawa really like each other, and I think they can see that they're struggling, obviously, because of everyone's battling their own demons. So they're struggling, but they really like each other. So they spent the night in the street, and everybody else still stays in the beds that they were in. Sophie's still in the same bed with Ethan, and Creed has moved on to Flavia, and all the other couples are the same. So I laughed before they went to bed because um, James and Nigel had a conversation, and sort of James was sort of just venting to Nigel about the fact that he felt that at least Britain should have been patient. Had she been patient, now they have the watches, then they would have had the opportunity to sort of make out. But because she wasn't patient, she's ran to somebody that she might not really like as much as him. And Nigel was trying to ask him, so are you going to have a word with her? And he was like, my pride is, embarrass me in front of everybody. My pride is, my ego is bruised. I don't think I'll do anything with her anymore. And then they started laughing at the fact that Nigel had a watch, but he had no one. And this is what I said, that Nigel came in too hot and couldn't control himself. And now he's in a situation whereby he's got no one. Whereas had they come in, I've said this in other shows that I wish people that go on these shows don't go in and chase the same person, because had he come in and focused on Dominic, he might have had something with Dominic. But the fact that he tried to play Dominic and Kayla, he's now left in a situation whereby he has no one. So they were laughing at him that even if you get a green light, who will you get it for? Who will you use it on? Anyway, um, Jawa and Nick go to the street. They spend the night. The following morning, they're called out because and everyone is sort of panicking and they're worried about what they did. So they come out, they sit down with everybody. They're told, if you broke the rules, you're going to pay a penalty. Um, you're going to, you're going to get to be sent home. And everybody was shocked. And I don't think they would have sent Nick and Jawa home, because Nick and Jawa provide this sweetness and sort of this happy couple that had they gone home, there would have been nobody else, because Seb and Kayla are the toxic couple. Um, James, Britain, and Ethan, whatever the hell is going on there wouldn't be enough entertainment. So you do need that thing that Jawa and Nick bring. So I don't think they would have sent them home even if they had broken the rules. I don't think so. So it's then revealed that they didn't break the rules, and you could see everyone was excited for them that they didn't break the rules and they got to stay. And I like the fact that Nick was saying, Jawa brought in a lot of tricks. I want to be honest and say that she brought in a lot of things that I had never experienced before, and I was very happy to experience with her. I said this before, that Nick is so smitten with Jawa because he says, he's never felt about anyone the way he feels about her. He's so smitten with her that I think if she suddenly breaks up with him, it's going to break his heart, because I think he has really fallen hard for her. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So it was nice to see them. They seem very happy. I think they have the potential of actually having a relationship once they leave the show. And then with Creed, Creed is silly. Creed is just, I think Creed doesn't understand how much he's hurt Sophie. The fact that he had a conversation with her and she stormed off, I think he should have waited a bit and still have had another conversation with her and apologized again, because she is very upset. She has cursed him out in the bedroom in front of everyone. So I don't understand why he keeps ignoring her and doesn't feel the need to go back to her and have a conversation with her. I don't get it. I don't think he's into Flavia as much as he makes out he is. I think he's just sexually attracted to Flavia more than he was attracted to Sophie. And I think if somebody else new comes in, he's going to move on from that person, move on from Flavia to the next person. I can foresee that happening. Seb and Kayla, we barely got to see them, and obviously all they talk about is their private parts and nothing else. All they talk about is their private parts. Dominic is just the comedic character I didn't know we needed. Her facial expressions when it's revealed that people have broken the rules, her commentary. I love her. I love her. I hope she stays till the end. And then the guys had a sort of a workshop where they were learning about the yoni for JJ, and some of them really took it seriously. Some of them really took it seriously. I know for a fact Nick took it seriously and had a conversation with Jawa afterwards. James took it seriously and also had a conversation um, with Britain after the seminar. But it was surprising that Ethan, I don't know what he was thinking or what he was doing. I think Ethan was too overconfident about Britain. I think he was too overconfident and felt that if he just touched Britain or kissed her, whatever the hell she wanted, then that would be it, not realizing that she might actually have a stronger connection with James. And this is what they needed, to have Ethan come in and tempt them for things to work out. So I don't know. I don't know. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed this episode. I was, oh my god, I think I've watched it 3 4 times. I was on the floor at various points because I love Joa and Nick, and they're just giving me life. And they're just giving me life this season. They're my favorite couple. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.